Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Never Give Up podcast, the podcast where you are able to feel understood, where you can be honest with yourself, where you are able to cultivate healing and hope. In today's episode, we're diving into something that is truthfully very important to speak about, and I don't think that it's spoken about enough, and that is allowing love in again after you've been broken in the past. Allowing yourself to love again after you've been broken in the past. And I honestly wanted to speak about this because I feel like that is the journey that I am currently. And it's a beautiful journey, but it's also a difficult one because learning to allow someone to love you again is a difficult thing to go through. But it's also a beautiful thing to go through when you are being loved by the right person, or when the love is soft. And you don't have to necessarily think about this as something romantic, but love in general. It's hard when you are someone who is very loving, very open, and someone betrays that love, or someone rips your heart out and makes you feel unworthy. Love comes in different forms. It doesn't necessarily have to be just romantic. It comes from friends, family members, romantic, anybody. It comes from any relationships that you have in your life, love comes from. And so if you've ever felt betrayed and not understood, and someone in your life who you love deeply and who you trusted with your heart betrayed you and hurt you, I just want to welcome you to this podcast where we are going to dive into the ways that we are able to understand ourselves and understand why we don't necessarily want to open up to love, or why we hold back, or why we are afraid, and all of the reasonings that tie into this topic. And hopefully by the end of this podcast, we can both understand ourselves a little bit more and understand that it's okay to love. Imagine you give yourself to someone, your heart to someone, you open up to someone, not just the pretty parts of you, but the ugly, the deeper parts of you, the parts where it's messy. And that person or those people, if it's multiple or one, they take that for granted. And your softness is no longer soft. And they take all of these, your dreams, your softness, and they leave you. They leave you with it, or they walk away, they hurt you, or in the process of it all, they change when they said that they would be there. And that is something heavy to sit with and to accept sometimes. When you love with your heart open and someone else doesn't return that back, it is very hard to swallow. Because then you start to question your worth. You start to question if you're enough. You start to question if love is really safe. You start to question if you even want to love. And for me, I think love is the most beautiful thing that a human can experience. And like I said before, it could be romantic love, it could be friendship love, it could be family love. I think love all around is beautiful. And now what was a heartbreak because someone broke you, now it feels worse because it's almost like you're breaking your own heart by not believing in yourself, because someone made you feel unworthy of love. And I've learned in my journey of finding myself again and trying to open up to love again, I've learned that somebody's perception of me, or the way someone acts towards me, has nothing to do with me and how they see me, and it's more about how they see themselves and how much they can give to themselves, and at what level can they meet themselves. Because I know that I love openly because I am able to love myself openly. I'm able to show up for myself. I respect myself. If someone doesn't respect you and doesn't put in the time for you and doesn't make you a priority and doesn't think that you are the most wonderful person ever, it's because they can't give you that if they can't give themselves that. It really never has anything to do with you. And I think that's the most important thing to understand, because once you understand that, you can almost breathe. You can breathe and start to heal. And that is so important. And something that I'm learning, and I would love to share with you guys so that you can learn with me, is that feeling broken doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean that you are unworthy of love. It doesn't mean that you're a mess. It simply means that you feel deeply, that you invest yourself in love deeply, that you're brave enough to love, to open up to love. And that's okay. It's okay. It's ironic to say it's beautiful to love even if we're broken, because if you're able to love, that means that you have a heart, and that means that you didn't close yourself to the world. And I know a lot of times, like, well, I should close myself to the world because all I receive is pain. But if you just keep trying and you don't give up on the idea of love, love will find you. It will find you in every shape, way, and form in your life. Love is literally everywhere. Love is when you wake up. Love is in your dog wagging his tail in the mornings, or your mom giving you a hug in the morning. Love is literally all over the place. You just have to be open to the idea of, like, okay, love is real and I can receive love. And honestly, trusting yourself and loving yourself overall, like, that is where the start is. Because if you begin to trust yourself and you begin to understand that you are worthy of love and you are worthy of everything good that comes in life, then everything else just falls into place. Being broken is definitely one of the hardest things that I've had to gone through, and I know if you're listening and you've been broken before, you understand what I'm speaking about. And when you're broken, your brain does this thing where it shuts off. At least mine did for a bit. It shuts off because it's trying to protect you. It builds walls because it wants you to be safe, because someone didn't appreciate that love. Someone didn't appreciate you, didn't appreciate me. And so now our brains are, let's close. Our hearts, let's close. And honestly, that's not such a bad thing. I think that it's okay to close yourself. It's okay to shut down, but not forever. If you need a break, if you need to shut down for a second, that's okay. If you need to shut down for a year, that's okay. Do not let the world tell you when you need to open up again. Don't let the world tell you to rush your process. It's a process. It's a process for a reason. And some people are able to open back up in 3 months, and some people are able to open back in 6 months. Others in 1 year, others in 5 years. The thing is, take your time. As long as you're learning yourself and you're understanding who you are, then that's really truly what matters. You do not need to rush your process. You do not need to listen to other people telling you, hey, you can't sit here for the rest of your life and not open up. It's not the rest of your life. You're taking your time. Don't let the world make you a bitter person and a cold person. Be open to the idea of love, but you don't have to be open to the idea of love right away. It's not realistic, and quite honestly, it's beautiful to heal and to be alone. You learn yourself, you learn who you are, you learn what you want, you learn what you don't want, and then when love enters your life again, you're able to vocalize what it is that you want. You're able to understand, this feels good and this does not feel good. You understand that love is not complicated, if not that the people that you were giving love to before were complicated. When you're not speaking the same language in love, then you're not in sync, and things become complicated, and that's when things start to feel a little bit shaky, and you start to feel unworthy, and you start to feel like you aren't deserving of love. You start to feel broken. But when you decide to wait and you sit down and you say, I'm going to wait because goodness exists, because real love exists, and because I deserve better, trust me, life gives you better. Life gives you love. You don't need to rush it. You're human, you're beautiful, and you deserve good. And I want you to understand that if you're listening to this today, understand that love will come. And don't give up on the idea that love is beautiful, because it is. And just because other people made you feel like it wasn't, doesn't mean that it is, to be honest. It's beautiful when you allow it to be beautiful. And if you've been hurt in the past, I just want to let you know, open up to it again. When you are ready, open up to it again, because it's something beautiful to experience. And it is important to understand that you're not broken, you're healing. Those cracks in your heart, they're proof that you lived, that you cared, and that you've shown up for yourself in other people. They don't make you unlovable. They just make you human. They make you real. And that is to be celebrated. That is beautiful. It is amazing to be human. It is amazing to be real. Imagine walking around and only half loving. Imagine walking around and only half smiling. Imagine walking around and only half laughing. Because quite honestly, when we hold back from loving and receiving love, just in general, we don't enjoy life the way that it's supposed to. We don't see that the sky is very blue. We maybe see it a little bit blue, but not super blue. We might see the trees that are green, but not really truly understand that they're green, if you know what I mean. To be honest, love is all over us, and it's a powerful thing. It's a powerful feeling, and it's beautiful. And love looks different after you are heartbroken. It looks way different. Like real love, it's much, much slower. It listens more, and it doesn't force you to heal. It holds space for it. It literally holds space for it. It's not going to rush you. So if you're wondering like, well, I don't even know what love feels at the moment. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I don't even understand what it might feel like. If it feels good, if it feels like it's slow and it's not rushing you and it's not telling you heal, then there's space for you. There's space for you in that place. Love after you have been heartbroken, after pain, does not feel like heartbreaks and all of these amazing gestures. It's about someone showing up for you constantly, quietly, and very kindly. It's a friend who checks on you, a partner who pushes you to be better, but at your pace, or a sibling that hugs you, literally, someone that is loving you without asking you what's wrong in explanations. Love, it comes in different ways. A healthy love says, I see you, I accept you, and you do not have to be perfect to be loved. And the more that you allow yourself to receive that kind of love, the more your heart's going to start opening and allow that love to come in. And before you are able to open up to love again, make sure that you trust yourself, that you understand the red flags, you know when to walk away, and that is part of trusting, that you know what it looks like and what it shouldn't look like. Also, talk about the fear. Talk about what it is that you're afraid of. If you're afraid of getting hurt, tell yourself, I'm afraid of getting hurt. Because now you're saying it out loud, and you're understanding why you're afraid of love. It's not because you can't love, it's because you're afraid that you won't be loved back. And that's where it gets a little tricky. Because there's really no guarantee that the other person's going to love you back when you open your heart. So you have to be willing to accept that you might give love and it might not come in return, but there's beauty in loving and giving love. Nothing is guaranteed in our lives, and when we learn to detach ourselves from the idea of control, things flow a lot better in our lives. You don't have to jump into love very quickly. Like, you don't have to jump in it if you're not ready. Take it slow. Take it easy. You know, if someone compliments you, instead of arguing back and saying, oh no, like, I'm not beautiful, or no, there's no way that you think about me like that, just accept it. Say thank you. You know, if someone tries to give you a hug, allow it. If you like hugs, honestly, I'm not saying like if you don't want a hug, then don't take it, but you know, if someone that you love tries to give you a hug, allow that hug. If you're with someone and you're laughing, enjoy the moment and laugh. And I know it's scary sometimes when you are like laughing with someone that you might love, and you're like, it's scary because it feels good. And it's so ironic because when you're broken, you're so conditioned to thinking that everything's awful, and in the back of your head you're like, what if this ends? But what if we just let go of the idea of what if this ends? It can end. Nothing's guaranteed in life. But what if we just let that thought go and just enjoy the moment, enjoy the present? Whether it's going to stay or not, enjoy the moment of that laughter, of that hug, of those good memories. Because at the end of the day, that's all we have, and it's okay to cherish good moments even if something ends. Every step that you take, even if it's the smallest step ever that you take to receive love, that helps rewire your belief that you are unworthy. You are worthy. Right now, as you are always worthy. And that is so important to remember. And to close up this episode, I wanted to say, if your heart feels guarded and you have all of these walls up, and I'm not saying that mine is completely open, but it's definitely getting there for sure, I wanted to leave you with these words. Love will find you. Love will wait for you. Love will not ask you to rush your healing. You are not a broken person. You are simply just brave. And you are not too much. You are just deep and you feel deeply, and that's beautiful. And you are not unlovable. You're literally just human. And the right person, the right people will love you, will see you, and they will not leave your side. And to leave you off with this affirmation that you can repeat to yourself right now or on a later time, just say with me, I am open to love slowly, gently, and on my own terms. I am not broken. I am becoming. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope that this episode spoke to you and has opened your eyes to the idea of love and has helped you. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. If you're listening to this, I hope you have a wonderful day or night, whichever time you're listening to this. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, or if you're on Spotify, make sure you follow. Thank you so much for listening and have a wonderful day.